Good morning, team. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Good morning. Today is April 19th. Currently 9:46 here in the market. Market going on a pop here all the way up to the 500 kind of level. Running into a little bit of resistance here on the daily chart, that 525. I am looking for a pullback. I do want to jump into this toward the long side here. So definitely on the bullish side here. 9 above the 20, above the VWAP, above the 200 moving average here. Looking for a pullback to get involved with this, to see this to continue to go higher. We do have a room up here. There's a little bit of resistance at this 525 we do want to pay attention to in case we get that big upper shadow here. But we did bounce off that support at that 498.55 here this morning. We do have room up to 502 is going to be the next resistance area here. So looking for this pullback toward the 9 and the 20 moving average.
The field.
So getting filled here off the 9. Ooh, wanted that filled there. Didn't get filled there off the 20. Almost came right down to it.
The field. Order filled.
So there, we getting that pop off the 20 moving average here. Want to see this try to reclaim this non-moving average here.
The field.
So 4 contracts in here. So looking for this to pop up here. I'm going to get stopped out here.
Field.
Starting to get a pretty aggressive pullback here.
Order filled.
Jump in here. Coming down to that VWAP area. Looking for the bounce off the VWAP now. Man, big rejection off that 525 area. We did talk about that 525 area. Did get a little bit above it. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 big red candles here on the way down. See if we can get a bounce here off the 200 moving average.
Order filled. Order filled.
So starting to get the bounce off the 200 here.
Order filled.
I don't know why these sell limits are not working here. Oh my god. Come on. See this pop back up here, up 400 bucks, 500 bucks, starting to get
Filled.
sealed in here.
Order filled.
I'm just gonna take this off here.
Order filled.
I'm gonna take that profit here up 137.70 here on the day. Something's going on with like Trade Evade. It's like real slow. I don't know if you see, like I keep trying to put these orders in and they keep taking forever to populate. But got the money back there on that initial loss there. Bought right down to that 200 moving average pretty aggressively. Got that nice little lower shadow with that pop back up to that 9 and 20 moving average here. I'm checking my internet speed right now. I don't know if it's that or if it's the actual application here. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can see it, but every time like I'm trying to put these orders in, they're like not populating here. Oh, internet speed up to 350 megabytes here. Let's see if it's the upload speed. I don't know. So it could just be the application. But man, I had to take that trade off. Look at that nice little pop there off that 200 moving average. Unfortunately, I had to take that trade off. Oh, internet speed up to 10 megabytes, or upload speed up to 10 too. So it's got to be that application here kind of messing up this morning. But man, talk about nice little dip buys there. Right off that 200 moving average here. Nice little lower shadow popping all the way back up again. I had to take that off because the account was like messing up here. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna see now it's starting to work. Oh, my voice was cutting out too. Oh shit. Okay, maybe it was internet. Well, right now the internet's fine, but it wasn't a second ago. I don't know. Man, Spectrum has sucked here the last couple of days. Luckily, I did get that backup internet connection. But again, it's not going to work that quick. So kind of watching here, getting rejected off this 499.89 area. Man, we were in there 4 contracts. We had a nice little pop there, like I said. Probably wouldn't have captured that anyway, even with the internet kind of acting up here. But definitely would have put some contracts right there on that 9 and 20 moving average. But again, we were looking for that 20 moving average bounce. Of course, we had that stop loss right underneath there, which was the right call there to take. You know, that loss there. I think that was like a $400 or something loss, pretty close to it. Again, you know, trying to bounce off the 9, trying to bounce off the 20, didn't quite get that push back up that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So we cut the losses as we cut back below the 20 moving average. And then we had our orders sitting down here toward that 200 moving average. That was the best area for the bounce there. And then we got that nice, I mean, it's what you love to see, right? That quick little lower shadow, get that bounce, and then that pop right back up there, selling pretty close to that 9 and 20 moving averages. It got that recovery, and you got that nice little green engulfing candle right behind it there if you were able to keep some contracts running there. But nice little play right there to get back positive here on the day. We're up 137.70 after commissions here. And again, this is the funded account here. Did go through the Apex Trader Challenge. Got that 50K account evaluation pass there. We are on the funded account. And again, I'm only going to trade this up to the first couple payouts. And then once I get the payouts, I'm just going to cancel this and then go back to my own account. But wanted to go through, like I said, the evaluation challenges on these prop firms and then, you know, see how the payout process is to kind of give my opinions on them. Right now, so far, like I said, I had that big pullback right down to that 200 moving average already, starting to spike its way back up here. No big A quality setups here, maybe until we get a pullback, maybe back toward that 200 moving average. And we could look for bounces off the 20 moving average. If it wants to hold here and then hold above the 9 moving average, we could look to go long. But the other big key area is this 499.89 area right here, this line that I've got marked as resistance. This is the past couple times we've came up here and gotten some big rejections off that area, which kind of makes sense right along that $500, you know, natural resistance area. And starting to pull back here. Again, we know that 200 moving average is held at support all day here. Again, we can look for bounces off the 200, you know, or we can look for this to get below the 200 and potentially look for puts if we start to get a big sell-off here. Excuse me. We've had some nice sell-offs pretty much all week here. I mean, where's the S&P 500 highs up there in the 520s? I mean, that was on April 11th here, and almost 7 days later, all red candles right here on the S&P 500. Now, our NVIDIA puts that I alerted are paying off. Now, I know those are pretty expensive, but like I said, I did, you know, want to alert those NVIDIA puts. So I'm only in 2 contracts on the NVIDIA put side. Again, I am looking to try to grab, you know, if NVIDIA pops back up, you know, at least 5 contracts to potentially 10. 10's a little much, but if need be, I will go up to 10 on those puts. Let's just take a quick look on NVIDIA's trading all the way at that. Like I said, we're in the 890 puts. We're all the way down here to 837 here. like I said, we kind of waited, to jump into those Nvidia puts to everything lined up. So Nvidia was getting bearish on its daily chart, and then of course we noticed that the S&P 500 was also getting bearish on its chart. So pretty much kind of coincided. It was, a good opportunity to start scaling in on Nvidia. That's the reason why I took them. Like I said, we've been watching it for a while. Let's just see where Nvidia's at. My cost average is $114 a contract. Got two of them here. Let's see what the October 18th puts are trading at right now. 90s are trading at $135.20, so nice little percentage gain on those. Up a little bit over $30,000 already on them. So again, coming up here, getting an upper shadow off that 500 area. Again, every time we try to push above 500, we keep getting rejected. We could look for some nice little puts here if this continues to happen. If the 9 can cross over the 20 here, then we'll have room to fall again to that, down to that 200 moving average. Hasn't really respected the VWAP, which is kind of weird to see here on the S&P 500. Just really hasn't respected it all data here. Really just blew past it, came down to the 200 moving average before its last little run up here. But potentially we get that 9 crossover here. We know that there's going to be this gap here between the 200 moving average and the 9 and 20 moving average. And then of course if we can get the break below this 200 moving average, look out below. Again, we got room to fall down to 498.14 if it starts to break down below that area. Below the 200 moving average, all the way down to 496.08. We've seen, like I said, some aggressive sell-offs here with the S&P 500. But nice volatility today. A little choppy right now, but still some nice volatility. Again, we were looking, on this pullback here on the 9 and 20. Didn't work out. We had a tight stop loss there to cut our losses short. And then we reloaded down here to that 200 moving average. Saw a nice little lower shadow on that pop right back up. So currently right now sitting 137.70 on the day as far as profits. Nothing crazy here, but had a little bit of internet connectivity as you guys saw kind of throughout there. I don't know, man. I wish, like at my old house, man, we had AT&T fiber, and that was the way to go versus Spectrum. Spectrum has been good for the last like 3 or 4 years here, but lately I've had some issues with their internet, like at some key times. Man, I wish they would lay fiber though in the neighborhood. I would be all over that. So getting a little weak here. Now it's starting to kind of make its way down here. Again, I want to look for 8 quality setups here. Just because we have been a little bit choppy, but that 500 area is really holding up. As long as we stay below $500 on the S&P 500, you can definitely see this to continue to downtrend here. There we are, popping right up to that 500 area. We get above 500 again. We've got room to 502. It's going to be the next target here on the S&P 500. Right now, just getting into a little bit of chop fest city here. And we'll sit back. We'll be patient. We'll look for A quality setups here. So again, 500 the area of rejection. Starting to get a little sell off here. Like I said, we're watching that 200 moving average. We start to get below that. Look out below. Like I said, we got room to fall here. there's the test of the 200 moving average. Starting to crack it here. What's nice about the market, though, we do have some nice volatility, some nice volume here.
The field.
Starting to get filled here, looking to go short. Just looking to scalp this back down toward the 200 moving average. Just taking it because it's right here by the VWAP area. Hope this doesn't have a big push back up here, but we'll look to add around the 9 and the 20. And of course, we do have that 500 area up there.
The field.
All right, there. We'll take that off. We'll take a quick little scalp here. Up to $222 here on the day. Just because right now I think we may consolidate right around this 200 moving average. What I'm really looking for is I want to see the big, like, where the short sellers have really taken over here, and we start to blow past some of this support down below this 498.55 and 498.14. If we can get like through this support here on a big pullback, then we can look to do what we just did right here. Look for the big pullback and then look to short toward these key areas. Old support's going to be new resistance. So let's see here. Let's see if we get this pop back up. Big pullback here, kind of what we're looking for. See if we can get, let's see if it has a quick little pop back up. We can get filled here on the short side.
The field.
All right, fill there right underneath the 200.
Order filled.
Just looking for a pullback here. Like I said, not trying to be
Fill.
greedy here. There we go. One contract. We'll put a stop loss here. Make sure we take profit off this. Looking for the pullback here. A lot of volatility right here. Come on, pull on back, yeah. Let's get that nice little pullback here. There we go.
Order filled.
Nice. We'll take that off here. So just kind of scalping some of these moves. Like I said, 200 moving average held as support. Now this 200 moving average acting as a resistance area here. So just kind of scalping. Like I said, not trying to get too greedy. We're up here 290.90 on the day. So let's just say 391 here after commissions. 1018 here in the market. Not bad for 30 minutes of work so far. Again, taking the L here this morning, keeping the stop losses tight. And able to get a nice little trade into here even with the internet issues. So coming down to that 498.35 area that I talked about earlier here, I wanted to watch that area as it is. You can see that nice little lower shadow there. It is coming down to that support area. Starting to get that little bounce there. But don't want to look for bounces here because right now this is a falling knife. Definitely don't want to try to catch this. Again, we'll just wait, for these to pop back up to some big support or resistance areas. Look to short there. Keep the, stops tight. Just continue to take some profit here, especially on a Friday. The little hiccup this morning with the internet's got me a little worried too every time I place these orders. It's a trader's worst feeling. The internet goes out and you're in a position, especially with some mild volatility, trying to get out. Wow, big rejection there off the non-moving average. A little weird area here, just because we do have this support. No, you can't see the actual prices here on your screen, but This 498.35, 498.20 are some support areas that I've had marked out from trading the S&P 500 in the past. So you can see it coming down here, getting that support. So I don't want to go short just yet because this support could try to turn. But we'll see if we don't like pop up back toward this 200 moving average, this non-moving average, up to the VWAP. We could potentially look for shorts here. But we do want to be careful as this may hold up as some support here. So we want to tread lightly if we do look for areas here. Market really pulling back, but we are staying below that 500 area. Kind of trying to hold this 498.35 area. To make about 500 bucks a day if I can. I'd like to get at least one more trade in here, another little $100 banger. Try to get up toward that 500 bucks and then we'll call it a day. Get a nice little Friday here, first day in the funded account. Market continuing to pull back here. Like I said, look out below. Man, I'm gonna pull back. Look again. I'm still looking for short entries here. Interesting though, now that we've fallen below that 498.20, that was the last support area that I had. And again, now it's got room to fall. I mean, this would be an aggressive fall for a Friday, but if this went all the way down to 496.08, that's the next area of support that I've got. I don't want to take shorts here off this 9 though, because reason being there's such a large gap between the 9 and the 20 moving average that if you try to go short here at the 9 and this rallies all the way up to the 20, you'll be fighting this, especially with the RSI here in the 30s. I'd like to see this try to pop back up again toward that 200 moving average would be the best area to look for shorts again. So let's see here. Let's just be patient. See what the market wants to do here. Again, like to try to get one more trade here on the day. I'd like to get up toward that 500 buck area. Man, market, woo, getting nasty. NVIDIA put's going to be printing. I may not get an opportunity to add to these NVIDIA puts. God, NVIDIA puts up to 144.55 here. Market pulling back here again. We're looking for our short entries here. Again, don't want to chase it down here. Want to see this have a little bit of a recovery, then go short. Look for this to pop up toward this 200 or this 20 moving average here. See if we can get filled here. I'm starting to get filled.
Order filled.
All right, looking for the quick scalp here. Ooh, don't you go against me here. Getting that big pop here. There we go.
The field.
Looking for this big upper shadow to come in here. That's right. Come on down. Start to fill me down. Yeah. There we go.
Filled.
Probably should have took that off here. Let's see. We'll add up to this 200 moving average here. Big pop here.
The field. Order filled.
There we go. There we go. We got here 4 contracts. for this to have a quick little pullback here. Let's see.
Order filled.
Starting to get filled. Starting to get
Order
filled. Come on, just a little bit more. Let's get paid off here. Here we go. Keep on coming down.
Order filled.
I'll take one more down here. I'm going to take this off.
Order filled.
There we go. Easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. So nice little trade there. Again, we talked about waiting to that 200 moving average here. That's where we added pretty aggressively. So that nice little pullback here. It's going to put me up here on the day 725.40. Make sure I got all these orders canceled here. So 1033 here. So be looking for really good A quality setups if I pull the trigger on any other trades here. Not bad for 45 minutes of work here so far this morning. Nice little first day here in the funded account as well. Nice to start off with a little bit of a buffer here. Congrats if you're still holding some contract to the downside. This is starting to have a nice little reversal. And again, this is what we see. Do talk about this when you are looking for those shorts when the 9 is below the 20. You do have to be careful when there's this big of a gap between the 9 and the 20 moving average. Because when it does go on that rally, especially with the RSI, you know, if you look back here, it was into the 30s here, like low 30s, even kind of dipping below into the 20s. We see this a lot where, you know, the shorts will start to cover. You'll see that big pop. It'll come right through. It'll just pass right through like it did through the 9 moving average. That's why, like, if there's a big gap between the 9 and the 20, I'm not looking for to start my short position along the 9 moving average. I'm really looking for the 20 and then, you know, what's above it, you know, with the 200 average or 200 moving average as well as the VWAP on the SPY right there above it. You know, looking to get in lightly along the 20 moving average just in case it does pop up to it and get that quick little pullback. You know, so looking to get in here and then get aggressive, you know, if it continues to have that quick little rally up to that 200 moving average. But you can see the 9, like even with this big pushback up, the 9 is still below the 20 moving average, but at least now it's a lot closer, you know, kind of as far as what the spread is between it. And you'll see this a lot, like it'll blow through the 200 moving average or the 20 moving average and then get that quick little spike back up before it, you know, really starts to fall down. Where you have to be careful with this is if this did hold the 200 moving average, like it still got rejected there, but it continues to kind of like consolidate, and then that 9 slowly creeps up, and then it gets that cross, then it can go again. You know, and if you're on the short side, you could be in a bad position on that. So you just got to be kind of aware and always forward thinking when you're getting in these trades. Like, okay, you know, if it does this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, you know, always kind of have a game plan before you jump in. You've always got to be thinking about, you know, when you do get in, where's your, you know, where are you getting out? Where's your stop loss? And then if it goes against you, what signals are you looking for to take it off? Or if it goes in your favor, where are you looking to take profits? So that's one thing to be careful of. Like I said, when you get that huge spread, when it's been downtrending like that, you don't want to be looking for shorts along the 9. You want to be safer and look for the 20 and then look for the resistance above it. But, you know, if you like go back like right here, like where it's like real tight, these are the areas like where you really want to, you know, get up. Now, I think this is, yeah, this was, let's go back here. Where did we, what was our stop loss at? Oh, okay. No, this was, man, all the way back here, right? This was looking very bullish here at the beginning of the day. We were looking for the bounces off the 20, and then again, it fell off the 9, came back down. That's, I had to take the stop there, but the 9 was still above the 20 right through here. It was real tight. Excuse me. Then we took that bounce here off that 200 moving average, got that nice little rally back up. This is what you like to see when, the 9 and the 20 is pretty tight along here. Then you get that crossover. This is a pretty cool, pretty good signal here to go short, kind of holding the 200 moving average. Then once it broke above it, looking for shorts off that area. But you can see here how wide that gap is. This is like one of my favorite setups when it's been downtrending or uptrending for a while. And it comes back down. And you'll see the same thing, like if you reverse this, like if the market was on the opposite side, it was very bullish and there was a big spread with the 9 above the 20. You want to look for bounces off the 20 moving average at that moment, and then as well, whatever the support area is underneath it. So pretty good quality setups here this morning. Again, we had one loss, was able to cut that pretty quickly, and then had some, some quick scalps, and then, some decent sized trades here. So 725.40 here on the day as far as profits. Again, it's 1038. Probably not going to take another trade. Like I said, I was really looking for about that $500, kind of target here on the day on a Friday to start the funded account, kind of get a little buffer going in it. But unless an A quality setup appears, probably going to be it today. We'll continue to watch the market here, see if we can't snag something else. If I do trade again, it'll probably be a couple scalps if the setups are here. This is coming all the way down to the VWAP on the ES. Not a very highly respected VWAP area, not like the SPY. The SPY is very respected. The ES SPY or the ES VWAP, not so much respected by a lot of traders out there. I do like to keep it on the charts. But that's why I've always had it on the charts, and I've always noticed it doesn't really respect the VWAP on the ES. Like I said, sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't hold up as a support or a resistance area, but the on the SPY it definitely does. But definitely bearish here, back below that 498.20 support. Again, room to fall down to 496.08. We're trending, 9's below the 20, below the 200, below the VWAP. Everything is saying look out below here. 10:42 here on a Friday. And we'll see if we don't get another trade. The only thing I'd really be looking for is some extremes. Like if this popped all the way back up to that 200 moving average again, I'd probably look to short here. If it went on some crazy big run right here. Let's see, is it going to give us some opportunity? Nice volatility here today. I will say that. Volume and volatility. April 19th. I wonder what the summer is going to look like this year. Like I said, usually after the end of May, Memorial Weekend usually really starts to slow down. Let's see if I wonder if this year's going to be the same. Let's see, is it going to run right up for us here? See if it gives us a big push, try to get filled. I want to go a little higher. Where's this area? Like right above the 200 moving average in case it gets a quick little upper shadow and falls below. So I'm going just above the 200 moving average to be safe, closer to that VWAP area here on the S&P 500. That 9 is getting real close to that 20, like where it wants to cross it. Let's see if we get a big pop here. Maybe a potential like a big upper shadow here we can get filled. Like I said, I want to see it above the 200 moving average again. This will be like a quick scalp if we do. Let's see, I don't want to see this where we get about 15 seconds left of this candle. Like I said, I want to see this shoot up quick here. Probably not going to hold it into the next candle if this closes. Let's see where this closes at. Yeah, I'm not going to take this. See what it does. Let's see if this would have worked out. Like I said, where I'm at on the trading day, I don't need to risk this because the 9 has crossed over the 20. This may go on a crazy pop here. Probably wouldn't have got filled. I think I had my order right there at 50.42. Let's see. Now I would have got filled here, right at that VWAP area. So I would have had one contract in here short. Probably would have took the scalp, look for this to fall down to that 50.38 area. What I don't like is that 9 has crossed over the 20, so this may go on a pretty big pop here. So be careful if you're looking for the shorts. This may be primed to start to run here, get that VWAP push. Yeah, kind of what it's doing here. So I would have got 3 contracts filled into here if I was still holding this. But again, that 9 has crossed over the 20, starting to show a little bit of bullishness here. We can look. I don't really want to go short there either, but 500 is going to be the best area to short this. Where's this at? All the way up here. Where's those 3 candles? Right here. Right here's the area. That 50.52 on the ES chart is the area to watch for potential shorts if this thing goes ballistic. Again, we know that's a big support area. Ooh, big upper shadow there. Oh man, maybe this trade would have worked out. I probably would have got stopped out, but if you would have held here, That's turning out to be a nice little man. Woo. Like I said, nice volatility here on the day. Only thing, that 9 above the 20, a little worrisome. Like I said, I think this can go on a pop. Now, if this thing goes ballistic and we pop up to that 499.89 area, that 50.52 area here on the ES chart, like I said, the gap, if it gets super overextended, I will take that trade. Other than that, like I said, I'm happy where I'm at on the day. No need to risk anything going into the weekend. So not much going on here. Kind of market closing, slowing down here. 10:51 here in the market. Like I said, all I'd be looking for is some extremes, like a quick run to that 500 area, potential short up there. Other than that, kind of status quo. $725.40 here on the day. Not a bad day. So getting close to the 11 o'clock hour. Again, if something doesn't happen here in the next couple minutes, we'll most likely be done here today. Again, all I'm looking for is some crazy volatility, something way outside the normal that I could take advantage of. Definitely want to make sure we protect the profits here on the day for me. We got Thunder over Louisville this weekend. I definitely don't want to give this money back. Pretty fun weekend ahead. Got a nice little air show, big big firework display, getting ready for the Derby here in my hometown. Fortunately, the Ohio River is super high and the current's really strong, so typically we like to take the boat out all the way up on the river where the barges are at, where the fireworks, so we can get the best display of the air show and the fireworks. But this year I will not be on the river. Coast Guard is also recommending people do not get on the river. The weather looks beautiful though for the weekend, so that standpoint looks good. But unfortunately, like I said, the big draw to where I live in Louisville is having a dock right there on the river, especially for Thunder over Louisville. We've also got a nice little pavilion to watch it from, so you don't have to go and get stuck in all the traffic with all the crowds. Got a nice little area. But we will not get to enjoy it from the boat this year. Last 2 years, we haven't been able to enjoy it from the boat. 3 years ago, we did. It was beautiful. Water was perfect. Temperature was like in the 80s. It was a beautiful day. Then last year, it was freezing cold. Water was fine, but it was freezing cold outside. No point in going out. And then this year, the weather's going to be beautiful, but the river's not going to cooperate with us this year. All that spring rain, spring rain, and then also all the snow melting from up north has really pushed the river super high. Normal pool's about 12 feet. Right now it's sitting right around 21 feet. I think for Thunder it'll come down today, but it'll still be about 15, 16 feet with strong currents. What? It must be nice. Well, it has been nice, but like I said, we haven't been able to really fully enjoy it for the last couple of years. Like I said, you say that, but you don't have to deal with the river flooding as well. So when the river floods here, I've got to call movers to come get all the stuff out of the garage, go store it for however long the water's going to be up. Then when the water comes back down, I got to hire pressure washers to come in here and pressure wash everything out, all that mud and sticks and all the stuff that the river draws up when the river floods on us. And plus, you don't have to pay flood insurance. Mine's about $200 a month on top of the mortgage. So you pay to live by the water, put it that way. But it is nice to have boat docks like right behind your house to be able to jump on the boat during the summertime and just go. But you pay for it, I will say that. They get their money back. Like I said, the big draw is for Thunder over Louisville where we live, but like I said, we haven't been able to take advantage of it the last 2 years. Say, what was that, 2020? Yeah, because 2024, 2023 sucked, 2022 sucked, 2021 was the best year. But 10:56 here. Most likely we're going to be done here in the next couple minutes. No reason to watch this kind of chop. And again, I'm always done by 11. Taking a nice profit here. So that is going to be it for me. Working in the day here. $725.40 in profit. First day here in the funded account with Apex. Now, one thing with the Apex, like on the payouts, there is a 30%. Like you can't have a trade like more than like 30% of the payout. Technically, that number for the first payout $690, and I just made $725, so I'm already over that 30% roll. with Apex. So meaning that the next couple trades, they're going to need to be kind of all around the kind of the same same profit margin here. And I can explain that more in depth as we get closer. Like I said, once I get a couple payouts from Apex, so I can kind of report back on my experience with them and how everything works, before I go back to my trading my own account here, kind of talk about that. But there's that 30% rule. Kind of dive more into that once we start to look for payouts, kind of how everything turns out. Gotta have at least 10 days of trading. Can't have more than 2 days of flipping your account, meaning like if I just like really quickly jumped in and jumped out of a trade, like within a matter of seconds, just to get like a trade on the board, like 'cause you have to have at least 10 days of trade, or 10 days where at least you take a trade to request a payout. That doesn't count. Like I said, any more than doing that for 2 days, and then also that 30% roll. But like I said, we'll dive more into that when it comes to payout, kind of my process or my experience around getting payouts from Apex, so I can like fully report back, whether I recommend them or not. Like I said, the funded or the express account went well. I think I only had like 10 days of trading, 10 or 11 days. I'll have to go back before I got my funded account, which you can technically do it all in one day. I mean, if you like just load a big trade and got to that $3,000 profit target. But again, that's not how I trade. So it took like 10 or 11 trading days here. And then the process to get to a funded account was pretty easy as far as the paperwork and stuff. But again, it all comes down to the payouts, right? How easy is it to get your money back out of these accounts? Is Apex only futures? Yeah, they do futures. They might do Forex. I don't know. I don't do Forex, of course, but yeah, from what I use them for is their futures. But 10:59 here. That is going to be it for me. Hope you guys have a good weekend. We will be back at it next week. Again, we are looking to build this funded account, then be able to take some withdrawals. Then once we kind of get a couple withdrawals out of this account, I can have a full report back whether I recommend them or not. And then we will be back into trading my own account. Like I said, the big draw, I think for newer traders, especially I think the way to go, if you were kind of starting off trading futures, like I said, there's some good things and bad things about so far. Again, we'll see how the payout process goes. But as far as like these prop firms, like I said, they rely heavily on new traders buying evaluation accounts that aren't ready to trade evaluation accounts, right? And they're just like blowing money on whatever. I think it was $54 for me to buy the evaluation challenge, and then it's a monthly charge of $54 if it takes you longer than a month. So it's like $54 a month on top of that, plus like if you blow the account, there's like a reset that you can pay for. I forget what that would cost, but that's where prop firms like make their money, to be honest with you, is generate. Like I said, if you like see a lot of YouTube traders and stuff like that, they push these prop firms heavy because they are getting a stupid amount of money to promote. Like even a smaller YouTube channel like that I saw out there, he's also very transparent. He's not a profitable trader yet, but he exposes a lot about the prop firm industry, talks about it, and I think he's got like 30 or 40,000 YouTube subscribers, and he day trades for free on YouTube. You can watch him live stream, but he does have the caveat: he is not a profitable trader as of yet. He's just kind of documenting his process from like zero experience to becoming a profitable day trader, and he trades futures as well. And his channel got up to like 30 or 40,000 subscribers, which is on the smaller scale for kind of YouTube subscribers out there that have a big following, and he took screenshots of Apex and Top Step and stuff. They were gonna pay him he's not profitable yet. They were gonna pay him $20,000 a month just to promote prop firms. Like Top Step was gonna give him $20,000 a month, and so was Apex and some other offshores just to promote their products. And of course, he documented it, turned it down, but like that just goes to show you like how these prop firms like try to take advantage of newer traders. Like that's where their money comes from, is all these subscriptions that people are blowing these, because to get funded is not easy. To do the evaluation process with the drawdowns and everything, if you don't know what you're doing, like it's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie, to really get through the evaluations, you got to be a pretty experienced trader. But so new traders jump into that because, of course, they don't have the capital to trade yet, and they get enticed by jumping into these. So just goes to show you kind of how they prey on newer traders. Like they even put, like, if you read the fine print on Apex, 90% of the traders that go through evaluation do not pass. So that's a pretty big statistic. So you can think about how many user bases they have that are paying reset fees and the valuation cost and all the stuff that goes into it. That's where the majority of their money comes from. It's not by actually funding traders and taking their 10% cut out of it. Yep, yeah, you got, like I said, they $20,000 a month on a smaller channel. There's been reports out there that some of the bigger channels that like really hound, like, hey, use my affiliate code to sign up for Apex and stuff like that. There's been reports out there, of course it's all rumors, nobody really knows, that some of these YouTubers, even with like 200,000 subscribers plus, have gotten $2 million plus to promote these prop firms. Because you got to think it's a big money game for them. With like they have like you paying for these evaluations, like all these new traders out there, like there's no risk for them. All they're doing is setting you up with and you can, like I said, you can do a simulation account on Tradeovate for just pay for the data fees, which is like $17 a month, if you wanted to practice. But like that's where the money's at for them. Like I said, that's why they're always doing 80% off and like all these big YouTubers and stuff like that, promoting them. What they're doing is they continue to capture the newer trader market. It's big money to promote these things. Like I've had like some promotional stuff, like offshore brokers and stuff, reach out to me. I mean, it wasn't $20,000 a month, but I mean, it was a decent chunk, right? It's been 5-10,000. I'm not going to expose like kind of who these offshore brokers are and stuff like that, but like it's like, no, like I'm not promoting your product unless I use it. Like I'm just not into that game. But that's where like a lot of these YouTubers, like it's not their subscribers and things like that. It's all promotion. That's why you see like a lot of these YouTubers like stream for free using these prop firms and things like that, showing these like big crazy gains. But they're not really trading funded accounts. They're trading whatever Top Step and Apex and all these other prop firms. They're giving them these free like so-called quote-unquote funded accounts for them to take these big positions. Like, oh, I made $130,000 on trading prop firms today. It's like, did you, or is this all the promotional scam? So you got to be careful with that. Like it, and I will say I do respect that trader on YouTube that is exposing kind of the market on this, because that's what these prop firms make their money, is trying to get people through their evaluation processes and spending money with them. But like I said, that is the bad part of the industry. The good thing is, if you are an intermediate trader or a beginner trader, I think there's value in it. I would still suggest using like a Tradeovate and paying like the $17 a month. I mean, that's a pretty low cost entry, and this does have pretty good charts. Like, of course, I use eSignal on the side too. I mean, you don't need eSignal, but I've used it for so long, I've kind of got things set up in there. But you can practice in there, and if you didn't have the capital start, if you could prove that your strategy and your edge works in a simulated account, and if you trade the simulated account like you should, treat it like a real account and not just take these crazy yellow trades in them, and it shows that you're profitable and you're disciplined, then I think that's where prop firms can come in handy. If you're ready to pass an evaluation, I think they prey on people that aren't ready to pass an evaluation, the industry's filled with, buy the Lambo tomorrow type, and this is not what trading is. It's not a get quick rich scheme. It takes a while to develop the skill, and even then, it's a grind building your account up. But I think that's where prop firms come in handy, where if you don't have the capital, but you've proven you have a decent strategy, you can go pass an evaluation, get funded, and then actually take payouts. And we'll see how this process goes with Apex when I get ready to take some of these payouts with them. I think that's where they come in handy. But on the flip side, like, no good trader would stay with the prop firm because of how taxation works with these prop firms, right? So prop firms pay you as a 1099. Now, 1099, you can have some write-offs with this, and if you wanted to really stay with the prop firm, again, they're going to take 10% of your profits, which that is what it is. After I think Apex, after the first, once they pay out 25,000, they start to take their 10%. You can write it off as an S corp, as a 1099, but then again, you get into some, now you're paying an accountant, like, is it really worth like all that to pay the corporate tax, and then now you've got to draw yourself on payroll, so it gets to be a lot versus trading your own account. The taxes on futures are so beneficial, versus trading just normal stocks out there. Like I said, if you make $100,000 a year trading futures, the first 60% of that is traded as long-term capital gains, which is, depending on what your tax bracket is, anywhere from 15 to 20%. And depending on if you're married, you can look up how futures are taxed, and then the next 40% is taxed as ordinary income. So I mean, huge benefits to trading futures on the tax side versus being a 1099 from these prop firms. So like anybody that's like making good money, but if you started with prop firms, and then you started to take payouts, and you were slowly building up your bank account to move to trading your own. Like trading your own account, like that's the way to do it. If you're starting with very little funds, where you don't have the money to kind of open up your own account yet. So like I said, I think they're very, like I said, the data doesn't lie. 90% of people don't fail or don't pass the evaluation because they're not ready yet, and they're getting pushed by, like I said, all these advertisers out there to join prop firms, join prop firms, join prop firms. They're not really, haven't taken the time to really master their craft just yet, so they keep blowing these evaluation accounts and paying $50 a month, and then $50 to reset on top of it. Before they know it, they've got $2, $3, $4, $5,000 in prop firm fees, and they still don't have a funded account yet. Then once you do get a funded account, like I said, I think it was $160 to get this. Like, once I passed the evaluation to get this funded account. And if I blow this funded account, that's $160 gone. I got to start the whole process over again. I got to go buy an evaluation, do that whole process again, and then get back to a funded account. So I think like I said, it's very predatory when it comes to that for newer traders that aren't ready yet. And again, there's a reason why they're paying these big YouTubers that specifically target newer traders these large sums of money. Like I said, this guy was a smaller YouTuber and literally has told his followers, like, hey, I'm not profitable, but I'm documenting my journey from start to finish until I do get profitable. He's very transparent with that. He's like, he doesn't advertise, doesn't have anything. He's like, it's like, I'm not profitable, but I'm a day trade to get to profitability and kind of document it. And he's getting these requests, from prop firms like, hey, we'll give you $20,000 a month to push our prop firm. It's like, wow, you're gonna pay an admitted non-profitable trader $20,000 a month to push your product. His name is iMan Trading, right? iMan Trading. Make sure I get that to you correctly. Yeah, he's got he does a lot of like guru exposing. I really like him. He's kind of the CoffeeZilla of the trading industry, and he's a little known channel. Wow, well, he's got 147 subscribers now, so pretty big jump. Yeah, iMan Trading. So all one word, IMAN trading. Oh man, I haven't watched Ross Cameron since 2017, probably. Now his, like I said, but I will give it to Ross. Like he's the one that got me into day trading, and then like I said, that's how I got started with penny stocks. Like I said, I will give it to him on that. That's kind of what got me into it, is watching somebody like him actually day trade the markets live, have verified trading, to show that it's possible. But again, I don't trade anything like him anymore. Like I said, I started off on penny stocks. I made good money back in the heyday of penny stocks. Um, kind of trading that strategy. But he got exposed pretty good. I don't know if you watched, or seen, like, so he got sued. SEC had to pay out 3 million or whatever. Everybody thought that was about like his claims, like, which I mean that was what the main SEC argument was he did claim like 80% of his students were successful when that wasn't the case, and there was no way to verify that. So he had misleading documents on there. But there is some, if you kind of read into it, like actually pull the court case up, there is some shady shit that he did, like with his business partner and stuff, like on how they created Warrior Trading and some predatory stuff that they did. I mean, I get it, it's a business, type deal. Now, nothing about his trading, like that was actually all verified in the SEC documents. Like he does make money trading and stuff like that, but there was some kind of alarming predatory stuff that he did when he first started his business to get it up and running, how he kind of targeted newer traders and things like that, which was kind of surprising in there because he acts like he's very innocent and there to help the trader, but in the beginning not so much. I think now he's kind of, he's a little bit different, but his business partner was shady too. His business partner, that nobody really knows about until you read the SEC documents. He doesn't own that company 100% outright. Actually, a partner opened it and he jumped onto it, which not a lot of people know unless you read that court document. And in that court document, like if you look that person up that actually is part owner, that actually owns 51% of the company, what's kind of disturbing is that guy had been arrested and accused and charged and did time for child molestation. Which is like, what? This is a little crazy. I don't know how, like, after the court case or whatever, how involved he is with that company anymore. But he is a silent business partner in that. He is the one that started it. Yeah, you got, like I said, we'll give it to Ross. Like I said, I did make a good bit of money trading penny stocks. I don't no longer trade penny stocks, especially if you remember back in like, man, was it 2021, 2022? It was just dead, and that's when I started to move to futures. Same strategy though that I traded penny stocks with. It's just like I said, you're not going to have those crazy gains. I mean, you can with futures. You can take pretty large positions, with on the futures market, but we're not going to see the S&P 500 or the ES go up 150%, 300%, 500% in a day. And you're not going to be able to like take these huge short positions against these like crappy penny stocks that you can just short and make the money back down. But it's a lot less stressful. You don't have T2 halts and all the craziness that comes along with trading the ES. Plus the tax advantages, I mean, are great. Unless you wanted to stick with like penny stocks and move to Puerto Rico and get 0% tax, I mean, that's a strategy as well. But, if you wanted to stay in the United States, futures, like, they're just so heavily traded, liquidity wise, like, it's easy to get in and out, right? You don't have to locate shorts if you want to go short. It's easy to go short, easy to go long, easy to get in and out. And then the tax advantages are huge. look at the best videos Outman has is where he exposed. Oh God, what's that guy's name? Huge, over 1 million followers on YouTube. Oh God. What is what? Hold on, I gotta look him up now. No, futures are futures. Doesn't matter if it's minis, micros. What's his name? ICT. I don't know if you guys ever have seen ICT, Inner Circle Trading. Um, he exposes him something awful. It's kind of funny to watch. So he's got some good videos. He exposes a lot of traders out there. He does his research. I'll say that. Like I said, he's like the CoffeeZilla of the trading industry. Like he will expose people in a heartbeat. Like I said, he does a very good job of it. Ricky Gutierrez. Yeah, that's another one. That's another big scammer out there. Like I said, they're more in the entertainment business than they are making money from trading. So that's what you gotta watch about. A lot of that stuff, they're more, and then you see it more and more popping up anymore. But 11:19, like I said, I'm done here on the day. 7:25:40 here. That is going to be it for me. You guys have a good one. We will be back at it Monday. Y'all guys have a good weekend. Peace.